Okay, like how the title says, this video had to be made. I am just filming this for the first time. I did not once so far have to make any retakes, just because of the magnitude that this video might possibly, have on a lot of people. So, this is my first take. That being said, I have no idea how long this video is going to be. Here's an overview of what's going to happen. Much like how the title said, this video is basically going to be about me giving out proof that Greg used a fake account to stalk and harass both me and some guy at 27. Granted, I will state this much. I say both him and me because, well, we were both friends with her. I don't have anything on me that I could use that, that it was something that he had sent to Stevie. I only have crap that I have that he sent me directly. But, I've heard a few things like, oh, well, she's annoying, she's this, that, and the other, I don't trust her. And then later it would go into, oh, yeah, this person's Greg. Well, I don't have the things that they saw, but I do have the things that I saw. And over the course of the last... Actually, since I started remaking these videos on YouTube, all I've been hearing is, we're stalkers, we're stalkers, we're stalkers. So you know what, Greg? You honestly messed yourself over with giving yourself away. And at first it was just things like, it could mean anything, and then after that it sort of went into the level of, this is something he would say. Because a few of my friends were cool with Greg maybe 5 years ago, I think, 6 years ago. I'm trying to think about when he wasn't famous. Just because I didn't know of him at all. I mean, I was on YouTube at the time, like around, 2006? Somewhere around there, I think, I was around there. I was on this site in 2006, 2005, but I wasn't making videos, I was just doing me. I think I was in middle school at the time, or some shit. I didn't know anything on him, and one of my friends would actually play Grand Theft Auto 4 online with him. They knew Greg before he got famous and before he became a douchebag and became everything that we all know him to be and shit. But even before I get into showing the 21 screenshots, I want to clarify this much, I'm not going to use all of them just because some are better than others, and the ones that are really good I've already pre-selected. So, the ones that are the most convincing, because a lot of them were just basically just regular conversations that might look a little sketchy, and that might look like, well, this could be anybody saying that, but the ones that I've chosen were something that only Greg would say. And to the people that knew him personally before he got famous, the way that this person would write and the tone and how they talk matches up completely with this individual. This individual I friended in about February of, what was it? February 2012? Yeah, I friended in 2012. About February 2012. And I think she was friends with Stevie. No, not 2012. 2013. Yeah, this year. Yeah, it was this year. I became friends with her on Facebook. And she actually friended Stevie, I believe, in December of 2012. I could be wrong. But it was in December. It was definitely during the last couple of months, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember it being that it was kind of relatively close to Greg and Lainey getting together, like getting married, or some shit. And yeah, it was around there. And one of the things that are very interesting, and I didn't actually think of it until I was talking with a friend of mine last night on Skype, and she goes, "Isn't it kind of interesting how Jaws doesn't post anything like when, Greg and Lainey aren't online doing their thing? It's like she posts at the perfect time when Greg or Lainey posts, and at the same time, they should be also, these posts should have an East Coast time on them. This is something I can't prove just because I'm not filming it in the moment, because then you can actually get a good taste of the time at which, it got posted there, whereas, it doesn't have, in the screenshots, I never put, when the time was, or this, that, and third, it just doesn't come with it. So I can't sit here and prove, well, look at this, it won't make any sense. You know what I mean? So when she would post, it would be around the same time that Greg and Lainey would post. My friend and I are in the East Coast. Relatively positioned just slightly different, but we have basically, the same time slot, the same time frame. If it's like 9:40 here, it's like going to be like maybe 9:41, maybe 9:39 over where she is. That's how close she is. And basically, she would notice when the time would be. It would basically be around the same time when some guy at 27 would post something. Like let's say if he posted something, and the time frame, right, would be like, all right, well, yeah, 5 minutes ago, whatever, but the time, like let's say if it was like 3:45, right, in the afternoon here, it would be like 12 for her, 12 for her, but this account stated that she lived in an East Coast state. Okay? And she stated to us what state she lived in. Okay? But yet everything she posted had a 3-hour time difference. As if she lived in California, Nevada. Okay. Makes perfect sense. And then I also love your impeccable timing that you seem to be able to, post when Greg and Lainey post. Yeah. Makes sense, really. It really does. But, yeah. It was all very weird in its own right, the whole friendship relationship thing. Because basically, you would have to poke and prod to find Stevie's personal Facebook. You can find his fan page easy. You gotta actually know his name. The only way that I became friends with him was because, way back when, with a Facebook group we were all a part of, I found him on there. The group will go nameless. Group of people in said group would group within the group. It's like fucking the trolling in Inception. Will go nameless. It's the group that shall not be named. And if I won't fucking name that group, then it could possibly still be serious. But yeah, they've done nothing good. And Stevie and I got the fuck out of there. Just because. I got the fuck out of there because I just didn't want any more of that drama bullshit, because there's a lot of inside stuff and it just wasn't cool. And it seems like once I left, all the big shit happened, but I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, before I deviate, just go back into Jaws. Alright, so she just basically found him out of nowhere, like really dug in and looked for him. And the kind of things that they'd post, like, alright, she was virtually silent with me, unless we were talking about, like, music. And then I started coming up on here and posting more shit about, like, Onision, whatever. And then, boom, she acted as if she met me again, like, oh shit, you hate him too? I'm like, yeah. And even, like, my friend Sarah, You know, she's like my older sister. She lives in Canada. She goes, when I saw Jaws posting on your wall and shit about Greg, I couldn't help but feel instantaneously that that was Greg. And I'm like, yeah. And this is someone that has even kept following up on you, on her rather. You know, like, alright, that's cool. Someone from an outside source that only seen you once gets that assumption. Way to make a first impression, Greg. Way to make a first impression. But yeah. So yeah, recently, you know, a good video of Stevie's has gotten flagged. And it's going to get re-uploaded, I don't know on which channel, but it will get uploaded on another channel. And hopefully this video could get mirrored too. That'll be pretty decent, because it might get flagged down. That I wouldn't disbelieve, because after all, you know, the title says it all and shit. You know, I don't think Greg's gonna like it being on here or anything, because, you know, it's gonna blow his fucking spot. But, you know, to clarify even more, actually, before I go into it, because I was going to make a series of videos between now and when the fuck ever, and before this video, because I wanted to space it out a little bit. You know, I'm like, well, let me get enough time to just think about things, and then make individual little videos about, you know, certain people commenting on my videos, you know, maybe do a few responses just to get you all in one shot, regardless how I might feel about you. It's all real, it's all, you know, the same fucking thing, really. Whether it be, you know, a comment in supporting, you know, my cause, or a comment about, you know, a comment about, you know, either supporting my cause, and, you know, or what the fuck ever, or, you know, someone that is anti my cause. You know, either way, it wouldn't have really mattered. I'd still, you know, respond to you. But then I'm like, you know what? I just want to bang this fucking video out, regardless how long it's gonna take for me to fucking make this, because it might depend on, well, I'm gonna show you these screenshots, like these 4 or 5 screenshots, but I might take time to, like, you know, explain each individual one. But, you know what, if Stevie can make a fucking hour-long video opponing this motherfucker, I'm gonna make one too. It's like, yeah, who can make the better opponing video, you know? Like, oh yeah, he did an hour-long video? Bitch, I made an hour-long and 1-minute video. But, anyway, I digress. To clarify something even more, you know, what I was gonna get into this, then I got sidetracked. I got a text message, but people are seeming to think 2 things. One, I have an internet hate army. Alright, I don't know if any of you other guys, my subscribers, all 331 of you, thank you very much for finding me and supporting, and, you know, I honestly really appreciate that shit, because that was really cool. Like, coming on here and realizing that 20 fucking people subbed to me in, like, a matter of a day, and then I come back on here after work and shit, and then see 331, I'm like, 40 fucking people? I was like, holy shit, you know? So I was like, you know, this is great that I got so many people supporting, you know, the cause, and so many people either waking up, or people that, you know, I can probably trust in the future to mirror a few videos, you know, to spread the message out there about this monster, you know? And I was surprised. I'm like, this is pretty cool, you know? So thank you very much. But, you know, I don't know if you guys seen this or not, but look into my comments and just look through. I mean, yeah, you're going to go through a lot of faggot, you die, whatever, you know, the usual onion drone comments. And then you're going to get to a few that go like this. You have an internet hate army. Like how Stevie said, you're a member of the Internet Merchant Marines. Like, honest to God, like, you know, and another you know, it was so weird. I was just like, alright, I never knew I had a fucking online militia against this man. Like, really? And then another thing is that people are starting to think that I actually wrote Greg's in-laws. Isn't there a video out there that state that Don't Stand So Close to Me did it? Just saying. Just saying. I could be wrong. But I remember Don't Stand So Close to Me sending me a video about how he did it. Or how you would do it, or something. I remember it being him. So I'm just like sitting there going, alright, granted, 331 subscribers is a lot of subscribers, you know, but if I was to do something like that and make a video about it, I'd wait until I had like a good chunk of viewers, like a bigger, like a Stevie chunk of viewers in order to do that. Then again, you really shouldn't, because at the same time you have a large subscription base, you know. You're only, you know, Greg's chances of actually, you know, following you, a lot higher. A lot higher. I mean, fuck, he watches every one of his videos, and if you've seen Greg's videos and then you've seen Stevie's video, makes sense. That was his direct video response to Stevie. But if you've been following along, I'm surprised I didn't blow my own brains out. And you know what? If I did, it would have made a lot of people that don't like me happy. That ain't gonna fucking happen anytime soon, buddy. But yeah, I ain't your buddy, guy. I ain't your guy friend. I ain't your friend, buddy. Anyway, but alright, so without further ado, I am going to show you a few of the screenshots. I was originally going to entitle this video the 21 screenshots, but I think I might get a few people saying I'm ripping off of Slender. I don't know why, it just felt like I was, it just felt like, you know, Slender. So, anyway, without further ado, I will bring these videos up. No, videos up, I mean, pictures up. I'm still a little tired. But, anyway, that's what happens when you work 3 nights in a row. You know, something that these 16-year-old fans just don't get. But anyway, being I don't have cool... Too close for comfort. But, being I don't have cool, tech-savvy abilities, what I'm going to do is show you these pictures directly. I believe it's starting off with the, alright, yeah. Basically what's going to happen is that one of them is a screenshot from my status, and then it goes into a conversation she had on her page, then it goes into my status again, and then it goes, I think, yeah, and then that goes into her thingamabobs. No, then it goes into mine again, okay. Because, you know, the main big ones that I wanted to take that were back to back to back to back were from 2 separate conversations. So that's why I'm like, dude. One of them starts off with an email. Okay. And so basically I'm not too tech savvy, so you're not going to be able to see it directly, so I'm going to point it towards the screen. Just so you'll be able to see it. Alright, let it zoom and focus. Okay. Like I said, this is me. Greg is a little pussy. I love how he made a video answering back people's comments directly, but didn't address any of us, especially me. I spam the fuck out of his videos with logical arguments, but instead he goes after people with a slight issue with him and his adoring fans. What a little bitch. Jaws goes, I know. Now that you mention that, I'm gonna start watching some of your videos. It's always entertaining when this guy or girl has this hypocrisy pointed out. Jaws, a good overview of her, quote unquote her, was a false account of a 15-year-old girl. If you were to go up onto her page, or if you were to friend request her, basically speaking, there's maybe 2 to 3 quote-unquote legit pictures of her. Everything else is bullshit. She has about 72 friends. None of them live around her. And on top of that, they all love Onision. If that doesn't sound sketchy, I don't know what the fuck is. Now, I'm going to be jumping back and forth between specific screenshots throughout this video, so, you're going to see me just kind of banging through them. So, if I stop on one, then focus, okay? Because it's just going to annoy the piss out of you, depending. Alright, so this is my, a picture of a status I posted on Facebook. So, Greg, you stalk our accounts and shit and use us to get attention, which is what Jaws is doing with Stevie. You say this, meanwhile you state that we make content exposing you for the monster you are and say we are looking for attention. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Am I right, Jaws Davis? Agree with that? Messed up, right? Basically, it was a status that I wasn't being accusatory right away. I was more along the lines of saying, hey, look at this, what do you feel? And however she was going to respond was going to vary my opinion. Alright, so she posts, Pellick and Oliver, Hartman, Reason, and Psychosis, and then she posts a video about Greg. Onision tries smoking, and then all that shit, And then she goes, just wondering, what is the real reason you call out Onision on all of his fallacious bullshit? Most people don't take him seriously, thank God for that. Really, most people don't take him seriously. Are you not aware that he has more than one account? He doesn't just do the Onision shit. He has Onision Speaks. That, and I was your friend since February, and gave you point after point why I don't like this asshole. Point after point, and you're stating that. That's another conversation, and then I wrote this. And then I said, I've already said that to you. And she goes, not really. Even though I have. And I made it very clear. And this is someone that said she was subscribed to me. And then I go, so, you missed the whole he manipulates children for money thing, the whole pedophile thing, the cult leader thing, the sociopath thing, everything? And I don't believe I got a response to that, but I do know she liked my comment. Alright. This is from a status she wrote, which was this big fucking thing. Alright, and I'll read the whole damn thing. Actually, I think originally this was from Stevie, so I think I actually do have one. She goes, oh, if I can find the top part of it. Nope. Damn. Alright, well, I'll read from what I have and shit, because it was basically a really large status. If I find any more, I'll read the top of it, too. Though parents can be, this is her, by the way. Though parents can be an exception because they take care of you, I just don't put up with authoritative control freaks, terrible school teachers, or what have you. Tyrants, basically, and parents can be tyrants. If it doesn't include thinking for oneself, then personally, I'd rather not be mature, in quotes. My friend Sarah goes, yes, thinking for yourself is a part of growing up, but along with that, there should be the ability to feel empathy and have understanding for the feelings and concerns of others. Believe me, grown-ups do understand what you're going through, and they went through it too when they were your age. I only said grown-ups for the sake of being kiddish. Okay. And then she goes, and by the way, that status wasn't meant to make this sweeping assumption that everyone who happens to be older, there's been a lot of arrogant fucks I was forced to listen to at a young age. Oh, like the people in the military, right? That, you went to. And I said, what you're going through is nothing new, fuck, I must have been tired. There's nothing new to us, and basically just goes on, saying, big fucking comment. Then I said, but I understand you didn't mean everyone. And she goes, us? I wasn't talking to a group of people. I said, yeah, you were talking about adults, weren't you? That goes in my status, and she goes, and I said that, and she goes, certain people that happened to be older than me when I was young. Certain people that happened to be older than me when I was young. Alright, you're 15. You're young. How much younger are we talking about? Were you some kind of fucking, you know, fight the power 8-year-old or some shit? Like, really? Wow. Alright, yeah, she liked it and commented back. From the whole, so you missed the whole, remember from what I wrote? She goes, well, oh yeah, this is the big one. Alright, yeah, this is the same thing. It's just I shot hers and then what I wrote in another one. It's the same one. Right here. If it moves. Froze. Alright, well. Okay, well, I think this is okay then. Alright, nonetheless, right here. She goes, well, that's what Stevie talks about. You covered it in some of your YouTube videos, which aren't directed at me, even if I watch them. But did you watch the videos I just linked you to? Okay, because that makes a lot of sense. That was an X. Alright, so I wrote, no, because I don't want to fund that asshole. I watch his shit sparingly to make my videos. The fact that, which aren't directed at me, even if I watch them, does that not seem kind of sketchy? Does it? And that whole when I was young. Oh yeah, and here's a big one. Let me go back a few. I feel like I should mention this anyway. Alright. This is an IM she sent me. This is something only he would know. Kick to the balls like that. I sent that to him directly once. And usually when people do that kind of shit, and I didn't say it in the video. I did not say it in the video. So, that being said, it's like, once she said that, I knew it was Greg. But, those were my screenshots that I used. Those are the reasons and backing and the whole story about what happened. Everything in total. Whether it be, the conversations that we had, or whatever, or the story based on that person, or whatever. That's everything that happened in total to that person. I realized that this was Greg, or Laney at least, for 2 to 3 weeks. I just held back before he let himself slip numerous times like that. This is my proof that he's been stalking us, or at least to a degree, on my page. If Stevie wants to come out and make a video about, him stalking him, about Greg stalking him, rather, then by all means, dude. But yeah, so, I hope this is good. This is M22 Frogger, and let's spread this shit. Oh, and Greg, I don't know if you read my comment or not, but this is how you're going to start acting towards us. You're going to start false flagging our videos like how it happened to Stevie. Okay, buddy. He said it's basically war now. I don't know if you read my comment or not, but if it's war you want, it's war you're gonna get. Alright? And to be quite honest, you just had to keep playing with fire because now you just got burned. I originally wanted to entitle this as 21 Gun Salute, but I felt that to be or as 21 Screenshot Salute, but I felt that would be kind of cheesy. But yeah. Anyway, this has been M22 Frogger, and stay tuned to the next video, the next installment in this bullshit. Peace.